What is up, YouTube? And yes, this is the body to the voice of Kyujin. Today is going to be a very different video than I usually do. So before we get into it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below if you would like to see more of this content. In today's video, I'm going to point out a few key tips for free-to-play players, like myself, in the hit mobile game DragonBall Legends. I want to make sure I can cover as much as possible, so all of you free-to-play players can enjoy the game as much as me. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. So we're gonna start off with the most crucial aspect revolving around Dragon Ball Legends, and that is Chrono Crystals. So in essence, the first aspect we are going to discuss is Chrono Crystal management. Now, Chrono Crystals, or CC, as most of you know, is pretty easy to get when you start the game off. That later gets harder to attain because we obviously have to wait for new events to show up. Now there are numerous things you must take note of. The story mode and all the events that are there for, well, the rest of the game's lifetime are there for obvious reasons to give you Chrono Crystals. And as hype as getting all those Chrono Crystals really are, you will only have them for a certain period of time, and then you're gonna struggle to get more when you see this really new hype banner and you really want to summon on it. So my first bit of advice to you is that you gradually complete these events over time, so you, in sort of a way, savor their rewards for a better time. But no matter how lazy you are, if you want to take your account to the next level in the game, you're going to have to play all the events that come out and complete them before they leave. But then we gotta think about what is the purpose of getting Chrono Crystals. Of course, to summon. Now every Legends player knows their luck when it comes to summon. Some are just luckier than others. If you know where you sit on that luck panel, then you know exactly how much Chrono Crystals you need to have before a really big banner comes out. And to prevent yourself from weeping from being shafted, you must manage your Chrono Crystals well before you go into the summon. A quick pointer, not every banner is worth summoning on. I'm sure many YouTubers have released videos regarding that. And for free-to-play players, it is not always the case that we are able to summon on all these banners, especially just before a big event like an anniversary or a festival. My advice is go for the ones that are most hyped for you, not everyone else, and for the units that are going to buff the tag that you want to main with in PvP. And in this way, you won't even think about going to that shop. Now that that's covered for at length, we can move right on to our next aspect. Resource management. So what I'm referring to is your Zenim account, the skip ticket number, energy, platinum coins, soul exchange medals, all of those things. You may look back after exploiting all of them and think, hey, maybe I should have been more responsible with them. Because yeah, they are actually very useful in times of need. So don't just spam use them. Use just enough for a specific time and then save the rest. What I would usually do is, if I know that there is a massive event coming soon that will guarantee me getting a lot more of these items, then I would be a bit more lenient on my resource usage before this time. Among the items lie slot removers. Believe me, I know how difficult it is to get your equips to high ranks, and that guaranteed upgrade is so tempting. But we must learn that if we cannot get that yellow or red slot, that it's okay. My advice is, and yes, it may be disliked by some, is to wait for that equipment bonanza to come. It might be a while, but it'll definitely help you achieve those ranks on those equips. It will definitely be a much more responsible way of using your slot removers. Just because as free-to-play players, we may not be able to or cannot repetitively use and constantly restore our resources, we must learn to use them responsibly. I would advise you guys to farm most of your resources on the weekend. They usually have much better deals for exchanging and stuff like that. The next aspect is something I really enjoy. Some people might find it hard to believe that a free-to-play player could like it so much, but that joy brings me to the next aspect. PvP performance. Now, as free-to-play players, we must note that, of course, we cannot win with stars because we're not always that lucky in summons, and majority of the time we have to rely on skill to win. Yes, it is definitely much easier to win when you have high stars on your units, but I assure you that is not always the case. The best bit of advice I could give to you to improve your PvP game and maximize the rewards you can get at the end of each season as a free-to-play player is watching replays on the replay screen. There are numerous choices to view. You find the ones that maybe include some of your units and develop your PvP skills by watching these players. I will also be doing more showcases, so you should keep an eye out for that. I'm no Magic player, but I will consider myself one of the better players on the free-to-play side. All in all, I think that it is the best advice I could give you to develop your PvP skills as a free-to-play player for now. I will most probably do a video on just PvP tips later on, but for now, yep, that is that aspect covered. Now, the next aspect is pretty self-explanatory, well, to most of you, but I just thought I'd want to touch on it a bit. So this aspect is called consistency. Now, this is something that we all must instill in our brains. What we get and what we want are sometimes going to be two different things, but the results that you get at the end of the day will only depend on how much you really want it. We have to make sure that we complete our missions daily and complete all the events that are time-based. Believe me, those rewards will always help you with whatever new events are going to come out soon after that. Then, we must also take note of some of the events that many of us think are somewhat non-purposeful in the game. By this, I'm including the Zenkai Rush, the Let's Fight battles, the bonus battles, heck, even the Legends Roads campaigns. We might think that these events are just, well, useless, but the rewards that you can attain from them are, well, beneficial. I mean, you can grab a lot of CC from many of these events, and the rewards that you could get, you may never know, you may need them later on in the future. As free-to-play players, we cannot always just go to the shop and buy the things we need. We have to work for them. So make sure you stay consistent with that. Based on my lengthy knowledge of Dragon Ball Legends, there are numerous tips and tricks I could share with all Dragon Ball Legends players, but maybe I'll make a separate video for that. But yeah, in essence, this is all the advice I could ever give to all you free-to-play players like me. So I hope my guidance has been of some assistance to all of you. And as always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will definitely catch you guys on the next one.